Well, spring has almost sprung. What better way to welcome the season than with some arts and crafts and Chris.
Auntie Ashley.
Auntie Ashley.
I'm going to be real
Official
auntie.
auntie.
An auntie. Let's clarify that. It's being an auntie.
That is congratulations.
Yeah, right?
When did you find out?
Christina just announced last week, and so now everybody can hear that.
And do you want to know how she announced it? Say it.
Really cute. With her little gummy bears.
Well, how she told you.
Oh, yeah. She gave me, like in January, a little box that said, "So it sounds like Chris Berg was right." And in there, it was a little pin that said Auntie Ashley that I can wear that I should be wearing today, but I didn't think of that
Isn't that
until
funny?
later.
That is
Yeah.
so great.
So I didn't even open the box and I just freaked out. And she's like, "Open the box."
It's going to be so spoiled. It's going to be so fun to
We're
watch.
going to make so many things.
Okay,
Great,
we just
sorry.
had to share that. Chris didn't know yet, so we needed to break the news. But we're talking about the spring lookbook and then some fun projects kids can do.
Yes.
Whoa.
And adults. This one's the adult one because we
Yes.
have all kinds of late night craft party fun in front of us here. So what I brought today are 3 projects that are part of our late night craft party coming up on March 22nd. And so one of the easiest ways you can really update your home for this season is to do a really adorable wreath. And so wreaths just feel really seasonal. You can make them not just seasonal. This obviously would work in other situations too. But I am kind of obsessed with these faux flowers that I got locally at the craft shops. These are specifically from Hobby Lobby. But I just think they have like almost a paper look to them. And so they make your wreath more modern. And then we're using an embroidery hoop. And so I'm going to let you go ahead, and I have little pieces of floral wire here.
And just start piecing them
And just
together.
start piecing them together. You can do, sometimes, I kind of waver back and forth. Sometimes I like to do one branch at a time, and sometimes I love to do a big old bunch of them. And our goal is, while you're holding that, is use really skinny floral wire so that it can be nice and bendy. And then you kind of want to add it wherever there's not a leaf. And so you can choose to kind of go up and down with one piece of wire if you wanted to. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm going to poke you. And then you kind of will just put it underneath the leaves and that kind of thing to hide them eventually. But when you're first adhering it, you don't have to have perfection because you're going to be adding more.
Okay.
And I like to build it up kind of like our example here where it's just on the bottom. It keeps it more minimalist. It's not screaming spring, but it's delicately saying, I'm sorry, that is kind of pokey right there on that brass.
I just can't decide which colors.
Yeah, because aren't they all really cute? They're just all really cute. So make sure you just get some faux flowers that you like. A little bit of skinny floral wire, and then something like an embroidery hoop, or you could use a macrame hoop, and this could hang on your door. And as an added bonus, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about our wire word.
I was going to say, this might take me a while.
You can just kind of play around with it. You do need some patience. We love the idea of adding something like a wire word to our wreath, like we have over there, to say hello or something. And so just a couple tips. It's nice to buy an aluminum wire that's easier to bend if you're new to wire bending a word. I like to print out my word so that I have a font to follow. You could do this all freehand, of course, but it's a little easier if you're new to it. And then I place the wire onto the paper. And I'm just going to kind of finish my O here. I kind of chose to have a little bit of the gold go across the O. And I simply just force it with my fingers to kind of keep making its shape. And this is something that you want to be patient with as well. But if you start with a wire that's easier to bend like aluminum that you'll find at craft shops as well, it'll make your life a lot easier. And then you can have a cute little word like hello.
Nice.
And then this can hang on in the middle of your wreath, or we're seeing these in home trends that people are just hanging wire words that they're buying at different places too. And then you win. And then we're going to move on to planting things, because that is important for springtime. And over here you'll see an example of our little PVC end caps that we've planted oat grass in.
Great.
I was walking in Menards and I was like, these would make these really cute planters with faces on them. And so I'm going to give you a PVC end cap. It's a 2-inch. You have a Sharpie right next to you there.
Okay.
And then you'll kind of see some examples of our faces. They just have little...
Oh, that's great.
If you want to just freehand draw it. There's no pressure on this. It could be an upside down like U or V for the mouth so that it looks angry if you wanted it to be angry or pouty, or it could be sleepy like our little examples here. And you can always erase it with...
Just named like the dwarfs. Make a sneezy one.
Yes. But you can always erase it with some rubbing alcohol or nail polish remover. Look online for cute ideas. These are typically sold as ceramic planters, and I just loved that you could do a PVC end cap that you buy at stinking Menards and you win. And we decided to make this little guy more springy. There you go. By just adding some little ears. This was a very last minute thought. We had a pom-pom for its butt. And so if you planted this oat grass now, you could have it growing nicely for your Easter dinner table or Easter decor. Or just to be springtime. And so then you can put your really fun guy there. Nice work. That turned out super good.
Quick, but, you know, I'm not very artistic, so
Yes.
I'm no Auntie Ashley, let's just put it that way. Now
And
just
then
dump
you're
this
going to
in
dump some dirt in there. I'm sorry you have to work around alcohol. But that'll be okay. And then...
there? Maybe the first time I've ever heard somebody say that to me. Actually, I have to work around alcohol.
It'll be for later. It's fun. You kind of want to put about that much there. You can stop. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of water to make sure it's nice and wet. And then if you want, you can sprinkle some oat seed onto that. You want it to be like one layer, but you do want a pretty good amount.
Okay.
And then you can cover it with a little bit of dirt again. And then this will sprout in about 3 days. So don't give up on it. You want to put it in direct light, so like on the top of your fridge. And then once you start to see it coming up, then you do want to put it in sunlight. And this I planted just about 7 days ago, and it's nice and tall like that. And your cat can eat it, so it's like cat grass too.
That's great.
Yeah,
Cool.
Isn't that fun? And then lastly, we're going to make some bitters. So we want to have some like fun spring cocktails for spring decor or cute little planters that can be on our table. And so I'm going to give you this jar here.
Okay.
And you're going to dump in each of these ingredients, and we'll talk about them as you do it. So this first one here, we're making lavender bitters. And so this is not lavender simple syrup, and you'll pour the whole thing in there. That was licorice root, and so that's our bittering agent. Because the point of bitters is that it has that bitter taste. You use only a couple drops or dashes in your cocktails. And then you're going to put in a fair amount of lavender. So this I got at the food co-op. And then this is some orange peel that you can dump in to give it a nice tangy taste. And then this is a couple pieces of ginger. And the last thing we add is just a little dash of vanilla. So you could use vanilla bean, but that is super duper expensive right now. And so we're just going to try it with some liquid vanilla. And then we're going to cover our herbal ingredients with 100 proof vodka. So the point of making bitters is that you really need a strong vodka or strong type of hard liquor, and that's perfect, to extract the flavors so that it can be effectively used in your bitters making. And then you can close that. And what you would do is have this, you would technically do it to taste, usually about 3 weeks. You would shake it every day to keep extracting the flavors.
So shake it now?
Yeah, go shake it now, right? There we go. And when you are going to be ready to use this into bitter making, you'll put it in a cute little bottle, and then you only use a couple drops or dashes in your cocktail. Mm-hmm. So if we have time, I'm going to talk about said cocktail you could use for it.
Do it.
So we have our martini glass here. So Proof is actually going to teach about a way more legit way to make your bitters and the history and 101 of bitter making at our late night craft party. But what I already combined, what is already in here, is 2 ounces of white rum, so not spiced rum. We've got our own homemade honey simple syrup, so just half a cup of honey, half a cup of water, simmered over some hotness on the stove. And then we have about half an ounce of a lemon in there. And what we're going to add last is some already pre-made lavender bitters here. So I'll let you do 2 dashes in there, because I did not make my own homemade bitters ahead of time.
Well, this one's fermenting for you, so.
Yes, it's good.
How's
so
that?
That's good, about 2 dashes or so. And then this is kind of getting really fancy.
Why do you add the bitter? What am I missing?
It's kind of just adding a different type of spice or flavor to your cocktails. So like adding it in some traditional cocktails is pretty normal.
Like old fashions have bitters in it.
Yes, bitters. But now people are getting fancy and they're having like lavender bitters and other flavored bitters too that turn out really good. So Justin says it's like adding salt. So like it's just giving another type of spice or flavor to it. And then this is our secret ingredient to make this the hummingbird cocktail. I'll let you put this little dropper in there and just squeeze the top to get some out. And this is, thank you. This is orange blossom water, and you just need, that's good. That is perfect. It's really strong. If you want to smell it at all, it's kind of intense, and you can just leave that in there.
And you call this, what is it?
It's orange blossom water. So you can get it at a lot of Asian markets. I got this one on Amazon at the moment because I was having a hard time finding it in town. Yeah. It is really flavorful. And the last thing we'll do is shake it up, and we can pour it in our martini glass, and then you win.
So let's tell people while you're shaking it up how they can get signed up for these late night craft parties.
Yes, so we have a full schedule of regular workshops and monthly late night craft parties. They're on our website at ungluedmarket.com. And we've got them being taught by local makers and our Unglued crew and other people who are just super talented at their craft. people can come and get crafty with us.
I love it.
Getting crafty.
Perfect on a Friday. Check out our website. Of course, you can see the classes there as well. And a quick plug, what's the name of that book again?
It is our Spring Workshop Lookbook. And
How do you check? Because that's like a Vogue magazine. I mean, how do you?
It's honestly, there's so many pages.
incredible.
It went through how
Yeah.
many proof edited versions.
Yeah, right. It's good. Kenzie Molnar takes our photos. It's on our website. It's in our also linked to all the workshops. You can click on it, so it's a very digital lookbook. And then it's also in our shop available to come and peek at too. So we've got all
Okay.
kinds of fun.
Perfect. Thanks, Auntie Ashley.
And Christina's the new mom, you said?
Yes, she is,
Congratulations,
and she's
Christina.
teaching too.